All right, if you bring the jury in, if everybody rise, please. Thank you. Have a seat. And Mr. Newman, he'll be your next witness. Okay. Ma'am, if you'll step up here next to me, please. All the way up here, please. If you'll raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. If you have a seat right there, please, ma'am. It will help me hear if you'll speak up into that smaller black microphone there in front of you. You see the smaller one?
Yes, sir.
Right? If you'll tell me your first name and last name and spell them both.
My name is Monica Jones, Monika Jones.
Thank you. Question, Mr. Newman.
Yes, Miss Jones, you are related to Tina Stewart, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And first of all, so we get it out of the way, what is her full name?
Her name is Clantina Marie LePay Stewart.
Okay. And where did y'all grow up?
In Memphis, Tennessee.
And now, in what area of Tennessee do you live now?
Now I live in Brownsville, Tennessee.
And do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what high school did you attend?
I attended Booker T. Washington High School.
And after you got out of high school, what did you do?
After high school, I attended Concord Career College for respiratory therapy.
Okay. And also, what else did you do after that?
I worked with Shelby Residential Vocational Services. I was a weekend supervisor. I looked after mentally challenged adults.
Okay. Now, I understand that Tina Stewart was the first one in y'all's family to go to college. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And apparently, because of her going to college, did you go to college?
Yes, I did.
And where did you go?
I went to Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee.
What was it that caused you to go to college?
Motivation from my sister. All the talks that we had, and she just motivated me to go back, and we were going to start and finish together.
Okay. And did you just recently graduate?
Yes, I did.
And where did you graduate from? What was that again?
Lane College, April 29th.
Do you have any plans to go further in your education?
Yes, I do.
And what are those plans?
I plan to attend law school.
Now, as far as you've been to your sister's apartment, have you not? Campus
Yes, sir.
Crossings. And you know about the silverware and the plates and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
And you know who furnished most, if not all, of those utensils and silverware plates?
Yes, sir.
Who was that?
Tina.
And Tina did have a Twitter account, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And can you describe how she would use it, or what it was used for?
It was mainly used, she would vent on Twitter. It was mainly used to communicate with her family and friends, because she was the reason I got on Twitter. That was the only way I could communicate with her, because she communicated with her family and friends. And of course, she had to approve you to be on there because it was private. So it was mainly for family and friends, and she would vent on there, just talk to us.
Okay. Now, your sister had a cell phone or cell phones, didn't she?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell me about the cell phone or phones that she had?
She had two.
Okay.
One was an iPhone.
Right.
And she had another little prepaid phone, kind of like a candy phone, that you had to purchase minutes to use before you could use it.
Now, the candy phone, it would not work unless you had put minutes on it.
Correct.
And so if it was in your room and you hadn't purchased any minutes, it would not work.
Correct.
Now, you've had the opportunity to look at some photographs that the police took at the apartment that night, is that correct?
Yes.
And I want to show you.
These are photographs Mr. Brandon sees.
Should have. He's been furnished all of it.
And will these be collected? Is that how you want to do it?
Collective A, B, C, and D, Your Honor.
Perfect, okay. So we'll start out with 2A.
Do you recognize that area of the room?
Yes, sir.
And do you recognize that, first of all, as being Tina Stewart's bedroom?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. You see what appears to be a phone in that particular photograph?
Yes, sir.
And it would be that there.
Yes.
Is that what you would call the candy phone?
Yes, right next to the eyeglass case, the black one.
And you see other things in the photographs that maybe you can see a little better than others. Do you see any keys?
Yes, sir.
And concerning the phones, what type of relationship did you have with Tina Stewart as far as helping her with phones and things like that?
She loved her phone. Her birthday was October 17th, and I bought her a lot of accessories for her iPhone. I bought her quite a few phone cases like these, the auto boxes here. I purchased those for her birthday. I just sent her a lot of phone accessories for her birthday. She just had got the brand new phone and she loved it, and I just wanted to get her some accessories.
Let me see if I can show it a little. Okay. Now, I think that I had pointed to it earlier as far as the accessories, and I'm going to show them in a little better photograph. But are you talking in this area here?
Yes, next to the keys, the blue and the black little phone cases that are sitting to the side of the keys. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Those are auto boxes that I purchased for her.
Okay. What is an OtterBox?
It's a very strong phone case that you buy for your iPhone. It's kind of like indestructible.
Okay, and is that a little better photograph of what you've been talking about?
Yes, sir.
So you can switch the covers on the phones, I guess is what they do. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your sister, did she have any fascination, or was she a fan of Tinkerbell?
Yes, sir.
And do you see anything on there that belongs to her that had Tinkerbell
Yes, her
affiliation?
digital camera right there with the Tinkerbell sticker on it.
What color is it?
It's kind of like a bluish purplish color.
Okay, am I pointing to it there?
Yes, sir. That's it on the other side of the eyeglass case.
And the wings there, that's Tinkerbell?
Yes, that sticker is a picture of Tinkerbell on her camera.
Okay. Now, you didn't take these pictures. You know, these were pictures taken after the police arrived. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that phone?
Yes, sir.
And what phone is that?
That is Tina's iPhone.
Okay. Is that the one that was working?
Yes, sir.
Is that the one that she would use if she was calling or receiving calls?
Yes, sir.
How did she get that phone?
Well, she had a phone before that, but she upgraded it, and it was she's always had a cell phone account, so she just upgraded it, purchased a new phone. I can't remember if my parents purchased it for her or whatnot, but when the iPhones came out, of course, she had to have one.
Did Tina keep her phone near her, as far as you know?
All the time.
Okay. How closely attached to the phone was she?
Very attached. It was like another hand.
Okay. And you can recognize, do you recognize what this phone is sitting on? And I'll zoom back out a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with Tina's living room?
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with the sofa in the living room?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize what that phone is sitting on?
The sofa in the living room.
going to put this on you and tell me what you called it or what it is.
Okay. That's another phone case that I purchased for her.
Okay. You're the one who actually bought that?
Yes, sir.
And it would go on the iPhone,
Yes, on the iPhone.
such as, and I'm not going to put it all the way in, but it would go in like that.
Yes, sir.
And you recognize the phone that I'm putting on there?
Yes, sir.
Is that Tina's iPhone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to make this an exhibit as well, A and B. There are two other items in this package that would be just for identification purposes only, because they're not being introduced at this time.
So let's do the pictures, 2, A, B, C, D, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and then we'll do the phone and the cover on it as 3A and B.
Yes.
Is that all right with you, Mr. Newman, if we do it that way?
Yes, sir, and if it's okay, I'll put the phone back in the package, that's where it's going to the lab.
Mr. Brand, is it okay if I do it that way?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
And I think I may have left one out. Now, Miss Jones, as far as your sister's habits, would you describe her as a neat or sloppy person?
She's a neat girl.
Okay. And as far as cleaning up after she would eat, how was she?
Oh, she would clean up. Yes, sir.
Do you remember the last time that you saw your sister alive?
Yes, sir.
Where was that?
We were at the her basketball game. Well, I went to the one 2 weekends before this situation happened. We were, I think, were we in Alabama? At one of the games. I think it was in Alabama, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And was that the last time that you talked to her?
Yes, sir. After the game, we talked. We had a good conversation outside the locker room, and my kids spoke with her. They interacted with the girls, got signatures on their shirts and everything. So we had a nice little conversation after the game.
And did you ever have a chance to talk to her on the phone after you saw her last?
Yes, I talked to her the day before all this happened.
Okay. Now, on the particular day that this happened, did you talk to her at all that particular day?
No, I didn't actually talk to her.
Yes, ma'am. At some point, did you receive, or how did you learn that something had happened to your sister, Tina Stewart?
My mother called me.
Okay. And was the information at that time that she was injured or hurt or dead, or what was it?
My mother relayed that she said Tina's been cut and we need to go up there. So I started trying to call her because I thought it was just a little cut, like we were going to go and nurse her back to health and everything was going to be fine. But I tried to call her, and I called her, and
After you found out that your sister had been cut, did you make any attempts to call?
yes, I tried to call her.
And do you know how many times?
About 2. And after I got no answer, I started trying to call her teammate
Okay.
at KC.
And as far as the records, you've gone over those and they appear to be accurate, as far as you know. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
John, if I could have just a second.
Sure.
Now, as far as Miss Stewart, when you followed her on Twitter, you were familiar with her text messages and things like that, right? How are you familiar with the way she would indicate whenever she was about to take a shower or take a bath? Or
Yes, sir.
did she have a phrase she often used or normally used?
Yes, sir. Of course, she practiced a lot because she was a basketball player. So on Twitter, she would say, well, shower time, or because we would be communicating so much, she didn't want us to feel like she wasn't responding back to us. So she would just say shower time, and we would know.
Okay. And you've seen the text message that was sent from Tina Stewart's cell phone concerning the shower, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did that appear to be the words that she would use or the phrase that she would use had she sent it?
No, they did not sound like my sister.
Yeah, those are my questions.
Any questions, Mr. Mayor? Any questions from our jurors? Sandy, thank you, ma'am. You
Thank
sit
you.
down, you're free to stand in the corner, free to go. Who's next?
Bring the jury in by right.